I have a nice blue t-shirt. I also have good friends. Oh, I've got a gaming PC at home as well. Guys, to talk about your possessions, people use have quite a lot. But they do not know that have also can as well be used to talk about many other things. Have can be used to talk about interesting situations in English language. And that is what today's session is about. Ladies and gentlemen, I welcome you all to most interesting ways to use have in today's session. Let's get started with our first phrase. The first one that we have is have a ball, which means to enjoy yourself very much, particularly enjoying doing an activity that gives you a lot of enjoyment. For example, that gives you a lot of pleasure. For example, we intend to have a ball at the amusement park. An amusement park basically is a place where there are a lot of rides. Next example is, so how was the party last night? Oh, it was great. The party was fantastic. I had a ball. I enjoyed a lot. Let us look at the next phrase that we have. The second one is have a big mouth. Have a big mouth has two meanings. Number one who speaks a lot. One here basically means a person who has a habit of speaking quite a lot. And the second use is to talk big than the facts, which basically means to exaggerate an information. In these two cases, you can make use of have a big mouth. Let us look at two examples to understand this. Don't take him seriously. Everyone here knows he has a big mouth. Do not take him seriously. Take him casually. He has a big mouth. Everybody knows he exaggerates. Next example is, God, you've got a big mouth. Don't you ever stop talking about other people's businesses? In such situations, make use of have a big mouth. Let us move to the third phrase in the list today. Have it coming. Imagine you've done a lot of things. You've made a lot of mistakes in life, but you were never concerned about the bad consequence, the bad result that it might bring. In such situation, we can make use of have it coming or had it coming. For example, it means to deserve what happens to you, especially something bad. One interesting example is he got fined for reckless driving, but he had it coming. Reckless driving basically here means driving fast and driving in a haphazard manner, driving badly in the middle of the road. So finally, the person got fined. I'm not sorry to hear that he lost his job. He had it coming. Let us look at the next phrase, have a penchant for. Guys, here it is not penchant. A lot of people pronounce this word as penchant. It is not penchant. It is pronounced as penchant. Please repeat after me, penchant. It basically means have a habit that other people might not enjoy. So basically, you're doing something that is not a good habit, and other people, especially your friends and family, do not enjoy it. For example, smoking in public. You have a penchant for especially smoking in public. Some people might as well just not enjoy it. Let's look at an example. He has a penchant for disappearing for days at a time, and that worries his family. Next example, Abdul has a penchant for eating junk food. He's been denied quite a lot of times by the doctor that your digestive system isn't that great, so please do not do that. But Abdul continues to do that, so he has a penchant for that. Let us look at the next phrase with have, and that is have a dibs on. Have a dibs on means to have a first claim on something or first right on something, to basically fight for it. For example, you and your brother might have grown up arguing over who had dibs on the front seat in the car. You have always been fighting about who has the first claim of doing that ever since your childhood, and your activity, your particular habit still continues till date. Next example is, hey, I have dibs on the last slice of the pizza. You ate all the pizza. I had the dibs on it. I had the claim on it because I did not eat any of that at all. have an edge on. Quite a competitive phrase. Why? Because it means to be slightly better than someone else or in a particular activity in something. Let's look at some examples. Ram sings well, but I think Ali has an edge on winning the singing superstar. Singing superstar, let's say, is a competition, and in that there are two participants, Ram and Ali. They both are good singers, but Ali has an edge on Ram, is better than Ram in singing. Next example, you have some great vocabulary. You have an edge to win this debate competition. You are better at it. Have a bone to pick. This phrase is very interesting because this can be used to talk about someone, about an issue that annoyed you. For example, you were talking to a friend and that friend did something that you did not like. In that situation, you want to discuss the issue with the friend. So you say, Rahul, I've got a bone to pick with you. Let's understand this using an example. I have a bone to pick with you. Why didn't you park the car in my garage after you borrowed it? So the person did not park the car, and so is the case. The person is making use of this phrase, I have a bone to pick with you. Next example, it seems like the TV anchor has a bone to pick with every politician. Let's look at the next phrase on the list, have a crack at. It is a very interesting phrase. This phrase can be used to try to do something difficult in a situation where you're trying to do something difficult, probably something that you have not tried before. For example, I've decided to have a crack at the upcoming elocution competition. Elocution basically here means speech competition. What does it mean? Speech competition. I've never participated in them. I want to have a crack at it this time. Next example, well, I haven't danced in nearly 10 years, but I'll certainly have a crack at it at your wedding. Let's look at the next phrase that has have in it. Have a screw loose. It is quite a casual phrase that you can make use of to talk about a slightly crazy person or a slightly crazy situation. For example, her brother has a screw loose. I don't really trust him. That means her brother does crazy things, quite not appropriate things. That means the brother has a little bit of screw loose up here and you should not trust him. The next example is, my sister looked at me as if I had a screw loose. Let us move to the next phrase that we have for have. Have a shot at. This is quite similar to have a crack at, but the only difference is this means to try something new for the first time that you did not try before. It can be easy or simple, but the important thing is you're trying it for the first time this time. For example, do you want to try ride my bike to see how you like it? There's a boy who's talking to his best friend, and the best friend says, sure, I'll have a shot at it. Sure, I'll try it. Have a shot at also means to have a chance of getting something or doing something. For example, do you really think I have a shot at winning this thing? Let's say a competition. So the person's checking, do you think I have the probability of winning this competition? I have a shot at it or not. Let's look at the next phrase in the list. Have a nerve. Have a nerve means to do something that was really dangerous or bold. It really requires a lot of strength out of the person. So when you say have a nerve of doing something, it basically means did you even have the strength of doing that bold act or decision, taking that bold decision? Let's understand this. Wow, I can't believe that intern had the nerve to ask for a raise on her first day. And you really have a nerve asking mom for money when you already know she's in a bad mood. Let us move to the next phrase in the list. Let us now move on to the last one in the list that we have for the day, which is have a yen for. It means to have a very strong desire for doing something. For example, you haven't taken a vacation in a very, very long time. So you're saying, well, I have a yen for a vacation this summer because for the entire year, I did not go anywhere. Example time, I have a yen for clearing the IIT entrance exam, or I have a yen for speaking fluent English before the year ends. Ladies and gentlemen, this was all about the phrases that we have in English language that you can make use of using have and convey better and interesting meanings. Make sure that you make use of these phrases to take your English from basic level to advanced level. If you enjoyed this video, make sure that you like, subscribe, and share. Thank you very much again. Keep watching, keep learning, and have a great day ahead.